So here's my thing about this shoe, and I'm glad you brought up sneaker of the year. When we talk about sneaker of the year, my mind automatically goes to, because most people, I think they just look at it as what shoe released this year. I try to give the nod to something, especially if it's something new in 2025, right? Like I don't want to see the white cements. Like that shoe came out in 1989, right? I don't want to see the white cements on the list of 2025 sneakers of the year. It had its moment. It had many moments, right? Like I give the nod to things that are new in 2025, or at the very least, if it's a collaboration, right? Okay, I can understand that because that's somebody putting a twist on it or whatever, right? But to me, there's no shoe that is as dope and as impactful as Aja Wilson's shoe this year, at least
so far.
Yeah,
so
far. So for me, when we talk about sneaker of the year, that's the obvious winner to me. I don't like. I know people say, "Oh, the bricks." I feel a lot of times people think Jordan, like Jordans tend to dominate the sneaker of the year list, and I'm like, I get it, but at the same time too, there are so many other dope shoes that come out, but because they come from a smaller collaborator or from a smaller brand, they don't garner the attention that a Jordan automatically comes with, and I think that's to the detriment. And I hate when you have high-profile sneaker news media sites that, once again, we talk about due diligence. Like, yo, like I can understand a normal person because they don't get paid to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? You do though. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can take the time to like actually put together a comprehensive list of all the dope shit that came out and highlight the shit based on merit, not just on brand name. And so, once again, when we talk about dope sneakers in 2025, I think not only is it one of the dopest signature sneakers that came out this year, dope colorway, and like I said, the impact it's had on the women's side of things in sneakers. Like I think about the release party where was that Cheryl Swoops that was there,
Mm-hmm.
and she cried and she talked about like how she had to break through.
For those of you who don't know, that is the name of Asia's book. Asia, you are her. Well, I'm not looking at my paper because I don't want to. There simply aren't enough words to express how big this moment is and what it means to me personally. 30 years since the first Black woman had a Nike signature shoe. I can't think of anyone more deserving than you to be next. A1, a real one, since day one. Cheers. Cheers.
I got nothing. I actually want to turn that, got Guru in the building now. I know he got thoughts on it.
What up, y'all? I guess I kind of look at it like certain songs, certain albums make it to the Grammy nomination because it garners the attention, but it also sold, right? So like, what's a good I'm trying to think. Like a lot of people like Stillmatic, right? Everybody agree that's a great album, right?
Yeah.
But it didn't do like record-breaking numbers for it to be, I guess, for the Grammys to say, hey, this is up for album of the year or whatever their case, right? The content was there, the rapping ability was there and everything. Of course, that was in the middle of the beef, so the impact was there, but that was like, oh, the sales didn't quite meet our metrics, so that's why I miss it. Do I agree with it? No. So when it comes to the shoe of the year conversation, I feel like the Aja Wilson leans more to the women, and they deserve it because that's a story that needs to be told from their perspective.
I feel like men bought it too, though.
I mean, I'm saying, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it leaned.
I'm trying to find a pair.
I'm saying that too. Yeah, it leaned to a man. I'm just saying it leaned towards that, but opposed to like the Brick Fours, whatever, right? Whether you was a man, woman, or a kid in high school, it gravitated to that shoe along with the storytelling. So I think
But I feel like you can say both with that shoe.
I can't say that the popularity of the Asia Wilson shoe was a tad bit more about the bricks than that. I like the Asia
But once
Wilson
again,
shoe.
I think the popularity had to do with the fact it was a Jordan 4. You got a
Yeah,
whole new
which is
silhouette.
which is cool. Which is why when you make music every year and you submit your album for the year to the Grammy, the Recording Academy, you know you're going to go up against Taylor Swift.
No, I understand that, but
So,
just
I
because
mean-
it's Taylor Swift don't mean it was good.
But also too, you also know that Taylor Swift has built up enough equity where you know
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
I see.
That's
what-
true.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
I know.
yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah, no,
But I think
yeah.
that's what it is. Now, I'll get it. I went at Dixie yesterday. The satin shorts, the black hoodie with the satin inside for protective woman head, like all of that was
That's
real.
so dope. It's so
Yeah,
subtle, but so dope.
Yeah, I think it was dope too. From they had that story told from that perspective, and then also too on the Nigel side. To me personally, I like the biker wear. I like the campaign with the young lady who go around interviewing people. The young girl, her doing that with
That
him.
was
You know what I'm
dope.
saying? Then
That was
there's
dope.
like so like the clothing with the apparel was extremely dope for the Nigel shoes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that there's a case for both. Yes, the Jordan is like, it's kind of like the most popular one, so it gets the lean nod. But I mean, Jordan made history in that shoe. That shoe stood the test of time, and here it is. You was able to add another piece of icing to an already pre-made shoe, which I kind of understand where you're coming from. But it's the Asia Wilson shoe, and I feel like people were more successful getting the bricks than they were her shoe.
No, I mean that's another
which
part
is
of
not,
it.
which now plays a part to Chic in the Year. Is like, okay, how much is your people was able to grasp the product and enjoy it in hand. And it almost reminds me, this situation reminds me, remember Wale's first album, Attention Deficit?
I was just thinking
They
that.
undershipped his
I was
album.
just thinking that.
He was one of the most deep medical music catalog. He was on the biggest record with no hands, you know what I'm saying? With Roscoe Dash and Waka.
that
And then his
album
album comes on,
would've
they
done-
undershipped it.
It would have done.
But here's my
numbers.
thing, though.
Yeah, so like
But that's not Asia's fault though. Like I mean,
No,
Asia,
but she's gonna bear she's gonna feel it.
She's gonna be the face.
But
of
no,
that.
but this is my point though. This is my point though. People were banging the drums for her shoe. Even if, like the reason she got the shoe is because people were like, "Yo, like make it or else." So, you know what I'm saying? Like so.
But I think I agree with you on that. I think that she might lose her sneaker of the year because Nike undershipped it. Nike could care less because whether it's a Jordan sneaker of
They
the
win
year or
either way.
either way. So that's what she just take the kind of she got the uphill battle with that when it comes.
No,
to
and I
sneakers.
agree with you. But I'm just saying, if we're looking at it sneaker for sneaker, it was like this is a whole new silhouette. Like it's easy to sell a Jordan. It's a Jordan. Like it sells itself almost. You know what I'm saying? So when you got a whole new silhouette and you going up against a Jordan, like, yo, like I gotta give my nod to that because it's like, yo, like once again, it's a Jordan 4. You ain't really have to do much, and you really didn't do much with that shoe. Whereas this is a whole new fucking silhouette that gotta go to market. And
Then I'll say this though.
and like I said, it had the impact behind it too. Like when we talk about storytelling, the story behind her shoe and how it came to be, that story got more weight to it than.
Then that's the case. Then LeBron, if you gonna take that stance, then LeBron, the PG, not the PGs, but the LeBron, the D Books, the Kyrie's gonna knock on your door and say, well, if that's the case, then why we're not up for sneaker of the year? You
No,
know
they
what
are.
I'm saying? When all the other previous years going up to Jordan, you know what I'm saying?
No, and I
They
would agree.
should-
No, and I
they
would agree with
should've
that.
been.
They should have
Yeah,
been. Like
should've
that's
been.
because matter of fact, when I did the footwear news thing, I don't know if that was 2020. Footwear News asked me like for my collab of the year and sneaker of the year, right? I said the chosen one LeBron 19s was my sneaker of the year because that shoe was phenomenal. If you wiped away the black paint and revealed everything, there was not another sneaker that was as dope as that. Like once again, it's a brand new sneaker. The creativity behind that, and I mean, it was a beautiful fucking looking sneaker. Like, show me a better looking sneaker from 2022.
Was that the year? What
That's the one LeBron I personally couldn't care for. I like that colorway, and
That's why I said that specific colorway.
But it was just
Every other colorway was, but the chosen one colorway.
The hoop in it wasn't that great.
Yeah.
The style of it
What-
wasn't that. It was comfortable, but everything else was a knock on it.
Was
So-
that the year the all blue 3? Everybody ended up saying was sneaker of the year,
Might have been. I can't remember.
all blue or 3?
or was it all blue? Wasn't it all?
2022 was like.
I don't
2
remember. Was
years
it
back.
2022?
I
Are we
mean,
sure?
20, yeah, because it was 3 years ago. Because 19s came out 3 years ago.
Well, then
Okay.
it wasn't in there.
Okay.
It wasn't that
4
one.
years ago.
I
so yeah.
just remember it was one year. I wanted was it was
about four,
was it
about
a, it was a DJ
Was
Khaled.
it a 2022 or 2023? I remember which
one
year
of them.
it was.
It was a DJ Khaled Jordan release. Where
Oh, no, it was a royal. Well, that DJ Khaled 3 didn't come out.
Oh, I know what you're talking
The
about.
royal.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
We the
basically
best.
it was basically Cali 3 without the
Yeah.
Cali on the back.
And that's
Some
the one.
people call it like the
And that's
Nipsey
the one.
Blue threes,
Everybody. Yeah, that's
whatever.
the one. Everybody was like, "Oh, this is the best sneaker." But that's what I say. Like I'm kind of like making
that's
your
why
point
yeah.
of why. Like I agree. I think when we try and crown something as sneaker of the year, it should be something. It should be something that we haven't seen before. Like I look at the Asia Wilson the same as I look at like the AE ones, right? Like we're looking at something that's brand new that now like is catching your attention and like. What I want to see is throughout the WNBA season, I want to see let's see all the different PEs she got.
Because it's like this. Hold on, real quick. Like when we do like movie of the year, right? It's like because like what they do now is they re-release movies in the movie theaters, right? Like you can't re-release Star Wars and then have it go up against something that's like Sinners and be like, oh, Star Wars movie of the year in 2025. Like, no, this is a whole new brand movie that was dope, was amazing, brand spanking new. Star Wars came out in the 70s. Just because they re-released it now is going to be in the categories of movie.
I guess
if we leave it up to them, they probably will say Star Wars.
Would you say Big Papa in 95 or about 95, 96, would you say that was a song of the year?
Big Papa?
That or Juicy?
One of those two?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean,
they both came out in 95.
Because Pac just died in 96. So
no, but what I'm saying is if those songs both came out in 95, then I mean they both worthy of being in the category. Now, if you bring in some old song from 20 years ago and then being like, okay, it's a song of the year now, like no.
But one of your biggest gripes with that song is say that Puffy just took the instrumental from Ronald Isley's and just slapped busy lyrics on it.
Yeah. Right. That's my beef with it.
So I mean, that's what I mean. If we gonna okay the music and then like down in the sneakers, I mean, it's kind of like.
And I would agree with that. So I would probably lean towards something that was actually more organic, I guess.
Something that hadn't been heard.
Yeah, because if you come with a whole new sound,
that was one of the biggest songs though in that year though.
No, it was, but so was grunge. Grunge in the early 90s was like a new sound and a new.
I bet you that's what your man's from Nike was probably listening to. He didn't grow up on Motown. He grew up on grunge music.
But I mean,
if you asking me,
the only thing I would give now, I guess when you say the Jordan 4, yes, it's just another Jordan 4 with color variation, right? But also too, to me, I'm still by the shoe to support her, and I still think, but I feel like her shoe is very reminiscent of Giannis' shoe. You know what I'm saying? So the shoe that he's released this year that like nobody talks about has went super underneath the radar. Because I was about to buy my son something, I thought they were like a team hustle D's, and I was like, no. I looked at the tag and it was Giannis. I'm like, dang.
I don't know if I would say that. Only reason I would say that is because I think because in the last couple of years Nike has been so generic when they're signature shoes that they all kind of do bleed together.
He ain't lying. I think if that's the case, I think even remove Jordan brand from it, right? Yeah. Say if Nike said we're gonna do it, Ja Morant is making a strong case for his shoe. It's different.
Oh, his new shoe hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, the new one that's come out.
Oh, that new one.
No, I agree.
So now that would be Asia Wilson's toughest competition because the way they did it, the max volume, how they incorporated the check into the J.
But see, that's why I would.
So like that's why it's almost like with the A2 people feeling like a little hit and miss on the AE2s. This is the perfect release to kind of snatch that momentum back by Nike. Right. Where's that Ja shoe?
But design-wise, I would agree. Well, first of all, I think the AE1 is a perfect example of that. Like, there was Jordans that dropped last year. There was collaborations that dropped that year. The reason the AE1 was so significant is because it was something unique and different. And it had a cool factor to it that we hadn't seen in a while. Right? And I feel like Asia has all that. And then, like I said, the story behind that, the impact it's had on women's side of things. And like I said, like even if before the shoe even came out, the story of how it even came to be, the fact that people collectively got on the internet and bullied Nike to the point where it was like, all right, like, well, make it, goddamn. Like,
is that what we got to do to get you to watch a WNBA game?
Probably.
Get him out of here. Get him out.
And that shit meant something. You know what I'm saying? And you can see, like, and just go on social media, you can see the impact it's had on the women in sneakers, and especially the athletes and whatnot, and it's very, very significant. It's something that I think we're going to look back on as a significant sneaker in sneaker history. And so, to me, like I said, that's the obvious sneaker of the year so far.